I was part of a session dealing with the environment and prevention of cancer. My talk was particularly about air pollution and the causal role that may have in relation to cancer. So we were talking about air pollution in general. I explained something about the background, the fact that we experience a mixture of gases and particles in the outdoor environment. This comes from vehicles, factories and other sources that are prevalent, particularly in cities where there's a great deal of traffic and activity. So these pollutants are, as I mentioned, gases and particles. The gases can be quite diverse, but they include things like carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide and other materials. And the particles are also very diverse in terms of composition and size, and people often think about these size fractions as being the way that we measure things. So you'll hear often people talk about PM 2.5 or PM 10. These are particles with diameter less than 2.5 microns or 10 microns. And currently a lot of interest in ultrafine particles, which are less than 0.1 of a micron in diameter. These are not often measured in cities at the moment, but I think in the future they may become more of the focus for people's interest. So I explained something about the evidence, scientific evidence for associating exposures from air pollution to cancer, and the evidence is strongest for fine particles in relation to lung cancer. And in fact, the World Health Organization, International Agency for Research on Cancer, has classified outdoor air pollution and outdoor particulate air pollution as definite causes of cancer, and that's in relation to lung cancer. We're obviously interested in our session in preventing cancer, so we were concerned about what could be done. And so we discussed a little bit about the overall burden. And so globally, we think the evidence suggests around about 400,000 deaths each year from lung cancer due to outdoor and indoor air pollution. And we talked a little bit about the size of the problem, why it was so big, because the risks for lung cancer from outdoor particles relatively are much less than from cigarette smoking. But the issue is that we're all exposed to outdoor pollution, whereas only a proportion of us smoke cigarettes. So because everyone's exposed, proportionately the impact is that much bigger. So in talking about what could be done, we talked about the efforts that governments are making in terms of improving better vehicle technologies, in reducing emissions from diesel cars, for example, and the problems of trying to manage pollution by changing traffic, improving factories and other situations. And these are all having impacts around the world. So pollution levels generally are decreasing here, but also in China and in Thailand, which is another location where I'm doing some research. And that's very encouraging. We also talked a little bit about what individuals themselves might do to protect their health from air pollution, about changing behaviours and wearing face masks. And they're all in individuals' control, so they're of interest to people.